Interim Safaricom Chief Executive Officer, Michael Joseph, on Thursday described the late Safaricom CEO, Bob Collymore, as the bravest man he ever met during a memorial service in honor of the corporate leader who succumbed to acute myeloid leukemia on Monday aged 61. Joseph made the remarks after reading a poem Collymore gave to him a year ago, the two agreeing to read the poem at the funeral of whoever dies first. About a year ago, Bob showed me a poem he's found in a book and we agreed that whoever survives the other will read this poem at his funeral. I am very heartbroken to be the one reading this poem today, he said during the memorial service at the All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi. Joseph, who was named interim CEO on Tuesday, said he had started writing a book on his tenure as the Taco's CEO between 2000 and 2010, in which he had named a chapter after Collymore, who succeeded him in November 2010. I'll ignore his instructions of just reading the poem and say a few more words. He'd probably be upset, but he'd do the same to me. With his encouragement, I started writing a book about my life at Safaricom, and so far I've written a chapter 1 called Chapter 33 and I called it Bob. One day you may read it, he said. Joseph said Collymore's fight against cancer revealed his exceptional character, adding that Collymore was still concerned about the welfare of others as he underwent intense chemotherapy sessions. Bob was the bravest man I ever met. He faced the indignities of bounds of injections, blood transfusions, chemotherapy, constant tests and examinations, pain and in the end death with an enormous sense of humor and resilience, he said. He was so concerned about his family, his team and even his doctors. He didn't want anyone to worry about him, he wanted to worry about everybody else. Vodafone Group Chief Executive Officer described Collymore's 20-year career in the telecommunications sector as inspirational. Nick Reed eulogized Collymore as a corporate leader who inspired confidence. Bob was an inspiration throughout his global career with our groups, which spans 20 years and covered the UK, Japan, South Africa and of course beautiful Kenya, he said.